Hi everyone, just when you think the government of this country and Theresa May can't get any worse, they scrap the feed-in tariff on solar panels. So if for anybody who installs solar panels in their business, school or at home after March 2019, from April onwards 2019, essentially what that means is the power that they generate that they don't use is expected to be pumped into the grid for free. I shit you not, this is what they're doing. Just a few weeks after the IPCC's report that came out that said we have got 12 years to radically change the whole planet, how we power it, how we transport, how we fuel it. We've got 12 years to cut our global carbon emissions in half. Otherwise, forget 2 degrees C, which is too much anyway, which is what the Paris climate deal was meant to keep us to. You're starting getting into the realms of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless we do this, you're already seeing the devastation that it's causing globally at the moment at just 1.1 degree warming above pre-industrial levels. If it goes to 3, 4, 5, forget it. And this is the government's answer to it, to say to people, no, you're not getting money for that power. The only money we give for power is the fossil fuel companies. That's essentially what they're saying. Now, I saw this story actually in The Guardian originally, but as The Guardian are now nothing but GCHQ's propaganda arm, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just look up Luke Harding and look up the Integrity Initiative and some of the other videos I've done on them. So I ignored the Guardian article and I went to PV Tech, which is a little website that I frequent every now and then. Now, the first page of it, honestly, it's a load of gobbledygook. You won't understand it. I didn't. You probably won't understand it. I didn't. It's all about tariffs, etc., etc. Essentially, what it means is, you see, houses that have solar power, it generates solar power during the day. Most people are at work during the day, so they're not actually going to use that power until they come home from work at night. That's peak energy. People turn on the lights, switch on the kettles, cook the tea, turn the TV on, etc., etc. So the energy that they generate, they usually store it in some sort of battery somewhere in the house that they can use. But generally, installing the batteries is very costly. So what they do instead is the energy that they generate gets pumped into the grid, and they get, a few pence per kilowatt hour reimbursement from it. And then, so let's say these figures say they get 10 pence per kilowatt hour. Then later in the evening, they pull down from the grid at 12 pence per hour. Essentially, it's costing them 2 pence per hour. These figures are going to be way off, but essentially that's how the feed-in tariff works. It incentivizes people to help with the grid by putting solar power on their roofs. It incentivizes them to do it, and now the government are taking it away. For anybody new installing the solar panels from April 2019. So I won't read the first bit. Essentially, that's what it says. I just want to go to the overwhelming negative response bit at the bottom, because this is how people reacted to it within the sector, to the government's ideas. The government said it received 345 responses to the consultation from industry stakeholders, and a staggering 315, equivalent to 91%, disagreed with the export tariff proposals, with a total of 14 expressing no comment or answer on the specific proposal. Excuse me. But just 16, around 4.6%, said that they were in support of the decision. So just 5% of people, less than 5% of those in the industry think it's a good idea, but the Tories are going to do it anyway. Because, hey, screw the planet. Neil Jones, campaigner at Charity 1010 Climate Action, said it was hard to fathom the government's logic. Solar has been a huge success story, he said, seeing 1 million homes and 1,000 schools taking clean energy and climate action into their own hands. Exactly, it's brilliant. Yet the government has bizarrely decided to prevent new homes, schools and businesses installing solar after March from being paid for the energy they export to the grid, while coal-fired power stations continue to profit Households wanting to go green will be left out of pocket. I wonder why they've done this. I mean, Neil Jones says it's hard to fathom there. It's not really. This is another giveaway to the fossil fuel companies. Standing in the way of progress is what it is. Neil continued, the government now has 3 months to fix this. It must choose whether it wants to back the public's private energy source solar or instead push it off a cliff. They're going to push it off a cliff, Neil. That's what they're going to try and do. And if you don't believe me, just look at what it says there. No U-turn for Perry. The decision may also come as a surprise to the sector, considering some of the messaging from the Energy and Clean Growth Minister, MP, Claire Perry, in recent weeks. When grilled on the subject by MPs from both sides of the dispatch box in late November, so just a couple of weeks ago, Perry said it would be wrong for solar to be exported to the grid for free. However, she obviously didn't say we won't do it, she just said it would be wrong, and then they went ahead and did it anyway. So their own government are saying it's going to be wrong to do this, and then they'll do it anyway. Am I angry here over nothing? I'm getting really quite upset about this. I do completely agree that the solar power should not be provided to the grid for free, and that's why I'll shortly be announcing the next steps for small-scale renewables, the Minister said at this time. And the next thing we know, in the midst of this whole Brexit fiasco, so, you know what they say, very bad news, they've decided to release this information. I'm not a big one for getting in touch with the MPs, but I think this is the case where we've all got to write a letter to the MP, an email. I'll be sending her an email after I've recorded this video, I promise, because I want them to all start bringing this up in the Houses of Commons and holding the Tories to task for these absolutely ridiculous policies that they are pushing through that are nothing but a giveaway to the fossil fuel industries. Because while they're doing this, they're currently fighting 2 lawsuits, to try and continue their fracking at that site up north that is causing earthquakes every time they start it. They are fighting 2 lawsuits to keep that going. Fracking, which essentially is just a giant Ponzi scheme. I will be doing a video on it. 95% of fracking companies go bust in America very quickly. The only ones who make money are the top 1%. Let's face it, this is the way it's set up. Designed to do it. Get in touch with the MP on this. I think it's an absolute travesty. Let me know what your thoughts are below, because I'm fuming. I can't believe they've done. Even I, knowing the Tories the way I do, even I can't believe that they want to cancel this feed-in tariff for any new installations. We have to be giving more incentives, not taking the incentives that we currently have that are not enough away from people. That makes no bloody sense to me whatsoever. And as far as I'm concerned, Jeremy Corbyn is right. They are stupid people. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Independent voices like mine, I'm sure you're aware, especially if you watch my videos, are being censored all across social media. So we need your support. Please like and share and comment on the videos. That really helps the algorithm. And if you can, please support us on Patreon. If just 1 in 5 of my subscribers sent $1 a month on Patreon, that would be more than enough for me to continue doing this and not have to worry about the financial side of things. So thanks very much to all of you who do that. Thanks very much for all of your support. Till next time, peace and take care.